Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
And I'm Oob.
Oh, man. What's up, Oob?
How are you?
Oh, not
Oob?
much. You know, just been reading some AI-generated transcripts. Chris, what was your brilliant idea for our show?
Yeah, so what we were going to do is we in ChatGPT.
Retire.
Yeah.
Retire.
Basically retire, yeah. We what we want to do is use AI to print money, and by money we mean podcasts. So I used ChatGPT to make a Drinking Alone with Friends transcript, and honestly, it came out pretty good. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Step one, we train an AI with all of our MP3s so that it can make our voices.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, quite frankly,
you mean, yeah.
I don't know why we haven't done it already, because then I could just have a podcast all by myself and just make you guys say whatever I wanted you to say.
That's also.
Well, what's
very
the fun in
I
that?
I got the raw data. I got all the data I need of your voices. Because then you would never argue with me, Tud. I could just make
But that's the
Tudbot
point.
be like, oh, you are always right. You are always right.
Ober, you are so smart and handsome. Well, that's actually yeah. So yeah, we were gonna have the AI do our voices, and then we were gonna have ChatGPT write the episode, and then boom, bada bing.
Yeah.
We're releasing eight episodes a week.
Yeah. Step one, we get the voices. Step two, ChatGPT writes the podcast for us. Because some listeners might not know this, but every episode is meticulously scripted.
Yes.
It may sound like we're riffing. No, this is all on a script, even what I'm reading right now.
Yep. Everything we have, every stutter is written down.
Correct. Yeah, that's Ober and I actually plan out our arguments. It's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually pretty exhausting. I have to listen to them during rehearsrsal, and then I have to listen to them again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rehearse every episode too.
When I'm grumpy, I'm not really grumpy. I've just kind of made it up. Like I'm never angry in real life. I'm just very calm and
very good actor.
Yeah.
So Chris, you got GPT to write us an episode?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And your name is Oob, actually. Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Welcome back to Drinking Alone with Friends, the beer podcast where three buddies share beers, stories, and a few laughs, all from the comfort of our own homes. I'm Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my two best drinking companions. It's actually a better startup than what we have. Todd, it's your turn, Todd.
Todd here, ready to drink some beer and make some questionable life choices.
And I'm Oob. Let's get this show on the road. My beer's getting warm. I'm curious how much of this podcast ChatGPT listened to, because it's close.
It's close.
The names are kind of close.
The names,
yeah.
They nailed mine. Got it. 10 out of 10 on the first.
It knows that Todd makes questionable life choices.
I will say there's some good shout outs like through here. Now, did they? No, they didn't say where we're from, but it talked about aging beers, which we've talked about before. It talks about Tud drinking a 15% beer, and that's like, standard Tud. It actually Todd, not Tud.
Oh, I gotta read the line as Oob. Classic Todd move, going straight for the heaviest beer possible.
And then Todd, your line is pretty on point.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm not drinking a 15% beer, am I even on this podcast?
Really good. It's got some good stuff. I have a Bourbon County stout. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm jealous of AI me on this. Just hearing the beer that I am digitally drinking makes me want to drink a beer.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about all these digital beers sure do. There is no real good like they get right into it. Like AI us is on point.
Yeah, they got no bant.
No banter. No banner. Literally Oob.
Right down to business. My beer's getting warm. The podcast has been on for 15 seconds.
We got to get drinking. Oh, but open it is basically beer meets brandy at that point. Ooh, that's actually true. Talking about Sam Adams Utopias. I don't have a 10-year-old one though. Good stuff. Anyways, who knows? If you start to hear Oob on the podcast, then we've made the leap.
I do like how Obert seems to be AIable though. Like you look at our transcripts or whatever, it struggles with Tud and Obert. You know,
it does not like your name. At least Todd is like, I guess, understandable.
Close, yeah, but yeah.
So happy Mario Day!
Oh everyone. Yeah, that's right, March 10th.
Oh
yeah, MAR10.
Did Nintendo send me anything for free in my inbox?
No. I can tell you that right now.
They give you 1 coin. You get 100th of a life. That's all you get. I feel like you guys aren't big Mario people, though. Like the platforming game of Mario.
I mean, I've played a decent amount of the Mario games, but they're definitely not like my favorite by any means. I mean, I like them. My kids like them a lot more than I do, but like the whole GameCube era I missed out on, and even like some of the Wii era I missed out on, which apparently are like some of the best ones. So, because I like didn't play Sunshine and I didn't play either Galaxy, which again I hear are the best ones. And then, but I did play Mario Odyssey and Super
Odyssey
Mario.
was a good one.
Yeah, that one was good. And then I played Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which was good. But like I don't know. I just
it's not Pokemon.
It's not Pokemon.
So why bother?
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say I liked Galaxy and Galaxy 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then ultimately, I really, honestly, this is probably controversial. I prefer the 2D Mario, like the
side scrollers.
Yeah, like the side scrollers more. I don't like, Odyssey was fun, but it kind of felt like it wasn't as good as Galaxy. And then, I usually generally beat the side scroller ones. Like those are the ones I go through and I beat.
You know why, Todd? There's no side quests when you're side scrolling. You can only go one direction left to right.
This is true. Listeners, we've learned, or I've learned over the past, I guess, my entire lifetime. I struggle with side quests in video games.
Yeah.
I'll play a game for a really long time, but I'm never going to get off the first fucking area because I get side quested to death in every game I play.
You cannot move on if there's side quests to do.
I can't do it. I need to figure out how to break this. If you have any tips, head to our Discord and or send an email to dawfpodcast@gmail.com to give me some tips on how to solve this problem.
Well, it's similar to, like we're saying, how choose your own adventure books. You get stuck because you want to choose all the choices.
I can never finish them.
You got to go put bookmarks in every single possible choice.
I have never, like, those Goosebump books were like the death of me because I could just never, I would be like, oh, I'm going to go this way. And then I'd have to go back and reread the other way at the same time. And then the paths go 8,000 different directions. And I just quit because I'm not smart enough to keep up that much.
You're like, wait a minute. How did I get on a ship? Which direction did I choose? I'm confused. Now I'm in a coffin underground? How did I get here?
I used to enjoy those, but the Animorph version. So I think those were pretty solid back in the day. But
yeah, Choose Your Own Adventure's always a good read for sure. Yeah. Unless you're Ted, then it's a nightmare.
Or if you just read them cover to cover, because
then you just get lost.
You're lost the whole time.
I will say, so before we kill this beginning segment, I had Grok, the other AI, tell us about our personalities. Would you like to hear the personality traits that they've assigned to each of the three of us?
Absolutely.
So you had Grok run through our entire podcast and try and tell us what we're all like?
Yes, I gave Grok the access to our website, and I said, go read all the episode transcripts that are on this website, and then report back to me about the podcast.
Okay, so listeners, I want you to think what you would answer. Right?
Oh, that's a good one.
Have in your head, like, what do you think about our personality is? And now, okay, what did Grok come back and say?
I'm
Who do we go with first?
I say Tud last.
Okay.
I
so
think
Chris.
Yeah.
It's described Chris as gruff, sarcastic, but the glue. Loves a strong beer and poking fun, i.e. his dessert beer obsession in episode 85.
What?
It refers back to individual episodes.
I mean, dessert beer obsession. I mean,
we have to go back and look.
Gruff. I don't know about gruff. But...
So far, this is like a little horoscopy where it's like, you could be, But anyway, let's see what it has to say for Obert.
Yeah.
Obert, he's laid back, he's quirky, the wild card, brings chill vibes and random flair, i.e. his singing in episode 6.
Are they sure they have the right people?
I think this is making this up. I don't know about this, but who knows? Let's see if it bring it all home with Tud. Maybe.
Tud.
Okay.
Witty, verbose, and a bit eccentric. Leans into oddball drinks and tangents. Leads into oddball drinks and tangents, i.e. his European beer rant in episode 52.
See, okay, so I feel like I got Obert's description. Obert got no. I got Tud's description. Tud got Obert's, and Obert got mine. I think that.
Sure.
I don't know.
But I think it's making it up, like the whole singing.
I think it might be.
Beers. Yeah.
Now
also, none of those episodes were transcribed on our website. So.
Oh, see, I didn't know
Really?
that. Okay.
Episodes
Lion
85,
Sons-
52, and 6 are not there?
Lion
No,
Son-
I did not go back in the archive that far to get the transcripts.
Lion sons of bitches. This is how they get you.
Wow. Grok lied to me. This is the future that we're in for.
And you believed it. You hook, line, and sinkered.
I mean, I was skeptical at first. I'm like, I am not the glue that keeps us together.
Chris, the WD-40 of the podcast.
Nope.
It's gonna slip right apart.
Oh man, Tud's fighting with
That's what
Grok
I've
now. Why are you lying to me?
Always said about you, Chris, is you're the
Yeah.
WD-40 of our show. Keep us well lubricated, greased up over here.
Oh Lord.
I'm telling
All
Grok
this-
that it's wrong.
Choosing my own adventure sure has got me thirsty. I'm really excited to bring this beer on the podcast today.
Ooh.
And I'm so excited that I'm ready for beer 30.
It's beer 30, and I'm thirsty. I've been working like a dog all week long, so maybe something cold won't hurt me. Cause it's beer 30, and it's time to party. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby, indeed. Anyway, I was in Canada last weekend, and in the town of Canmore, there exists a bottle shop. And in this bottle shop, they had so many cool beers. I wanted to buy their entire inventory and bring it on the show. No, I couldn't do that. Some of our listeners may know, at one point in the not too distant past, I had a desire to start a bottle shop. I was pretty close, but didn't work out. Things fell through, but I went in there, and this place was exactly the kind of place that I would want to own. Right? Like small, there was like a little bar with like 8 beers on tap for growlers with like 4 bar stools, 6 coolers on the wall, a lot of cool old dusty bottles. Not dusty, but you know, you get the vibe. And I was so excited. All I wanted to do is like, I went in there, talked to the guy behind the counter, and I was like, oh, well, you know, like, tell me about some of these beers. And he's like, I just kind of work here. I don't know. I was so disappointed that the guy had like, clearly was like the backup guy, not the guy who, you know, knew about all the beers, but he was just like some guy who works there. It's like, yeah, this stout's pretty good, I guess. I like the way that it tastes. Like, okay. But, of the beers that I got there, this one caught my eye, and it's called La Vermontoise. Vermontois? I don't know how you would say Vermontoise.
Is it the Vermonter? Like, is that like the just in
It-
French?
I think it is. And it is a collaboration between a Belgian brewery on the border with France and Hill Farmstead out of Vermont. And it's called La Vermontoise. But yeah, the blog, I don't know how to say words in Belgian. The Bloggies and Hill Farmstead are the 2 breweries that came together to brew this beer. So I was so excited. I was pumped to go to Canada to find a beer from Vermont. Because there's no way you can get Hill Farmstead in Montana, for sure.
That is true.
So I was like, where is this beer from? Anyway, cork top. I really wanted to do some Googling and read about this beer, how it came to be, the story behind it. But I was too worried that I would accidentally stumble upon the Untapped score. They call it a strong beer, a 6% ABV product of Belgium, represented by Horizon Beers Incorporated in Canmore, Alberta. So I don't know. But I'm excited to try it out.
I mean, it sounds really cool. I can't even, I'm closer to Vermont, obviously, and I can't find Hill Farmstead down here. And I've never heard of this beer.
Yeah, I've only had like a half dozen Hill Farmstead beers in my day. And you've talked about them on the show, Ted, that they're, you know, you got to drive down this dusty road. They're in the middle of nowhere in Vermont.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an effort to get to Hill Farmstead. I don't know if it's worth the effort, but it definitely is. When you do it, you remember it.
Okay. So I'm pouring this beer now. It's a little 12-ounce bottle. or 375 milliliters, as they say in Canada. Again, they just call it a strong beer, and a lot of the words in here are not in English, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect.
So I can read you the Untapped description if you want.
Well, let me give you my tastes first.
Okay.
And then you could tell me. It honestly, this is going to sound weird. I think it's a little skunked because it smells like a Rolling Rock. Yeah, it smells super skunky, which is disappointing.
Well, that's not good.
It's also in a green bottle, which I think we've learned is not the color bottle you want your beer to be in. But okay, bottoms up. First impressions, better than the smell. I was really worried as soon as I uncorked it that it was going to taste like a Rolling Rock. It does not. Nice golden straw color. You are, not safe from a T-Rex. Lights up like a Christmas tree, etc. But I just get random Belgian-y tastes. Definitely some kind of wild fermented beer. As Tud might describe this beer, a little horse blankety. You get those serious farmhouse ale vibes from it. Well balanced, I think. So definitely knocking it a little bit for its aroma, I would say. I don't think it's supposed to smell so skunky. I think that's like an off flavoring. But like I said, just a standard good farmhouse style. Not too much more to say about it than that, other than horse blankety. Some,
You got to get that horse blanket in there.
Yeah. Smells like a barn. Tastes like a barn, kind of, in a good way. This being a Hill Farmstead beer, I had a little higher expectations, which maybe wasn't very fair. It didn't really meet them. I'm giving it a 3 1/4. That's fine.
Okay.
Todd, you did offer at the beginning some descriptors from Untapped. What does that have to say about this beer?
Yeah, so Blage, or however you want to pronounce this, Belgium brewery, is a small, family-owned craft brewery creating unfiltered beers, re-fermented in bottles or casks, stemming from a partnership with the mythical Vermont brewery Hill Farmstead. This one is made with malt, spelt, and American hops. It stands out with its substantial bitterness and its dry and subtly lemon finish.
Okay. Subtle lemon? Yeah, I get
lemon.
that. Bitter? Not explicitly super bitter. Not like crazy in the IBU territory. I don't know if I can't think of a single like farmhouse saison-y type beer that I would ever describe as the word bitter. I don't know. Am I crazy?
Maybe dry? Is that kind of what they're talking about as bitter?
I mean, I think it really depends on like what they have in it, because I mean, I guess maybe sometimes, but yeah, normally saison's not so much bitter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They talk about the American hops, which I think usually, right, you end up with more of those English style hops in a traditional European beer. I think of, like a Fuggles or whatever the other English hops that you always see are. So I could see that being where the lemony comes in and maybe a little bit of that pine bitterness if I'm really reaching for it. And yeah, there's more of the, Citra type hop. More of like a Cascade maybe. But not seeing too much of the other descriptions. I gotta say, it is delicious. It is enjoyable, but not a beer I would stand like sleep in the Abbey to wait for a release day of, So I gave it a 3 1/4. Were there a lot of check-ins on this one?
There are 37,663 check-ins.
Golly.
Wow. So
wow.
A lot.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. That was like 2 more digits than I thought we were going to have. I think it's going to be high. I think the hop hype is going to overtake it. And I'm really struggling to know if mine was too skunked. Like if this is a real thing or I just got a bad one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to tell.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, it really could be anywhere. I don't think it's going to be outside of 3.5 to 4.5. But really, that doesn't narrow it down all that much.
It's a very wide range.
Yeah. I think they're going to think it's fine, but there's so much hype. Are people going to be disappointed by it? But there's, again, 37,000 of these. They're falling off the truck. They're not like that rare. They're not that hard to find. I'm going to say 3.92.
Well, you're off, but you're not that far off. 3.80.
Okay. Yeah. That's more what I was feeling it was deserving, depending on how representative of them all this bottle tastes, right?
I've got a few friends who checked this in on Untapped, and so I just want to make a point of how old some of these check-ins are, because I want you to know how old this beer is.
Okay, well, there is an expiration date on here. December 31st, 2026 is the best before date.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's not expired. Yeah.
So apparently, though, this beer has been around for a while. So the first check-in amongst my friends is from April 17th, 2014.
Wow.
And a majority of my friends checked this in prior to or all of them checked it in prior to the pandemic.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so this has been beer has been around for a decade, I guess, over a decade, and was more common before COVID. Interesting.
Yeah, it just seems like, I mean, there's still people checking it in today, so I mean, it appears to be out in the wild.
Yeah, like I said, the one I got is fresh. It's not an expired one, but okay, interesting. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. All right, so who's going next?
I raised my hand for
All right, Chris.
It's been
for our listeners. So I see your hand raised
for 260 some odd episodes. Raising my hand. Anywho, so I have an interesting beer from Athletic Brewing Company. I know. Everybody's like, get a room. Still on my no alcohol binge. So
what's the opposite of a binge?
Unbinge. So I'm
I think that's when it's called he's on the wagon.
I'm on the wagon. Yes.
The Purge. It's
So here I am. And this one is a pilot program beer, which I saw it and I had to get it. It's, I don't know what kind of beer. Actually, what kind is this? It doesn't really say. I assume it's like okay, so maybe it's a stout or a stout wannabe, because this is the raspberry espresso with lactose.
You sent a picture of this one a while ago, and I've been waiting to hear about this one. This one has been, I've been dreaming of this beer.
I had to buy it because I was like, it just sounds insane for a 0 ABV beer. So, cracked it. Oh my goodness, I get so much coffee on it. Like, the can made a brief pass by my nose, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. So, anywho, here we go. Let's see what we got going on.
Is that your Athletic Brewing glass?
No, this is a Crooked Hammock glass.
Oh.
My Athletic Brewing glass is also downstairs, though.
Was it buy enough beer and they sent you a free glass?
Yeah, you join their program and you save dollars and they send you a glass and all that stuff, whatever. You do have to buy enough, and I did buy enough. So yeah, it is dark. It is a dark beer.
That looks so good. Perfect head.
Yeah, it's got a nice little like 1/4 inch of head on there. Super dark.
Is it black or is it red?
You know what? That's a good question. It looks black in my hand, but let's do the T-Rex test. See if we can pick up any other hints through it. Nope, can't see any light through this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dark. So I haven't tried it. This is my first try because it was bought specifically for the podcast. Incredible coffee notes. And some of that raspberries coming through too on the nose. I think I had an Athletic that I wish had more coffee. So maybe they're redeeming themselves for me.
Mix the two.
Yeah. Plus lactose in it. So it's going to be interesting how this goes. So raspberry espresso with lactose. Let's see how she is. Head is gone, by the way. Gone. So that's really, really good. I was worried that it was going to be too bubbly, but it's not. The lactose really does a good job kind of smoothing it out. Adds a little bit of sweetness, but it's not like overly sweet. The espresso is really strong on the nose, and you do get a lot of coffee from it. It does a really good job of pairing with the raspberry. The raspberry does come through. I get like every single, like it kind of starts raspberry-y and then fades into like a coffee finish. And it's nice and smooth. Really, I mean, I know they're all 0 ABV, but like, or less than 0.5 ABV. So it's like really just an easy drinker for being so, for being on the heavier side with the lactose. But it's pretty darn good. I mean, I think if I were critiquing it a little bit is like the raspberry. I'm not like the biggest raspberry fan to start off. Like, they're fine. But I would almost want a little bit more tartness from the raspberry versus what I get from this. Still not bad though. I mean, it's pretty darn good. I said this before. I'm really surprised with like Athletic and like what they can do with these beers, because this is like, if you would hand this to me at a brewery and be like, oh, this is our raspberry espresso, blah blah blah, I'd be like, oh wow, this is really good. And the fact that it's 0 ABV, and like every beer that I have from them is like just over, like just they're solid beers. Like, and I'm like, damn man, this whole time I could have not been getting drunk, damaging my liver and all that stuff. But you know, it's really good. It really helps. Like, you know, if you are thinking about cutting back or whatever, like it really helps like still get some of the, you know, experimental stuff that you get at breweries. And like, don't get me wrong, like I don't know if there's ever going to be a treehouse that I can go to that's 0 ABV, but you can get a decent fix just by going to Athletic. So I'm gonna give this, I don't know, it's one of the better Athletic beers I've had for sure. I think I'm gonna give it I'll give it like a really strong 4. I think I'll give it a really strong 4. I was leaning towards 4.25, but I don't think it's quite there for me. You know, it's really good. I think I'd probably tweak it a little bit. But it's really good, especially for
dial the coffee back a little.
Maybe a little bit, because it is like, especially on the nose, very coffee. Like if you do not like coffee, do not drink this beer. You will not like it. Like, but I like coffee, so that was a selling point. But it is very good. I'm very, very pleased with it. I have 5 more that I can drink. So, well, and
is there caffeine in it?
You know, let me see. It doesn't.
Listen, he said he was on the alcohol wagon. He didn't say he was on the coffee wagon.
Oh yeah, no, I'm mostly caffeine at this point. A sweet raspberry puree and mocha flavoring to provide a semi-sweet sip you can enjoy on any occasion. It doesn't say anything about caffeine.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is very coffee-y.
Now, is this a beer that you can only find like on their website?
This one I did get off their website. And I don't know. I know they have a really good reach. But I think most of the stuff I see down here is like their 2 like IPAs, like an IPA and a dark, I think is what they have normally. So like, I don't know. The fact that it's a pilot program makes me think you can only get it on their website. There are a few things that are only websiteable. So,
okay, but you can probably ship it anywhere because it's not real alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get it in North Carolina, you can get it wherever you live.
I don't know. I don't think I could get it here.
No, they don't distribute to Connecticut.
I'm actually kind of wondering now if they have a tap room.
They must. I don't know. I feel like they should. We said me and Chris are going to go next time we're in Connecticut together. You're not invited, Todd. Next time 2 of us are in Connecticut, we're going to go to Athletic.
I will say, Chris, you might have to reorder because they have Irish-style beers.
Oh, snap.
Right now.
Gonna have to.
They have Emerald Cliffs and Irish Red.
So I did pull it up on Untapped. There are only 72 check-ins.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this,
yeah.
I mean, this is newer. I mean, it's good. Like, how close was Obert? How close do I gotta get?
0.12.
Oh,
you gotta get within 1.2.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna give it benefit of the doubt. It's good and it's interesting. I think people are gonna like it, but still I'm gonna give it a slight knock for the 0% because people poo-poo on it. You drunkards. So I'm gonna say it's a 3.95.
On the board.
Ooh.
3.92.
Ooh, real close.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get coverage. I was like, I could.
Yeah, if
it goes over 4, then I got.
I don't like this. This is too close.
You know, it's weird, like, because I've been doing these, and you'd be like, oh, well, Chris is doing the same brewery over and over again. He's got to be dialing it in. But honestly, they've been all over the place. They haven't even been, like...
It's true.
I mean, it's still kind of cheating. I think we should disqualify you. You shouldn't get any points this week. I agree. Here, Obert. Here.
I don't know about that, because do you have a brand new brewery for us this week, Ted?
I don't know.
Treehouse?
I'll have to go look in the mythical fridge.
Yeah, come back 45 minutes from now after you're going in the beer cellar.
I mean, how close is the closest store to my house? I could probably go find a brewery I haven't had yet. Let's see what comes back. Hang on.
The cask of Amontillado in Todd's basement. Now, that does sound really good. You said you got 5 more of them?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah. Now, while Todd's searching for beer, let me ask you this. Do you find that you... that like these athletic beers scratch the itch for you if you're like, it's been a long day at work, you're sitting down, you're on the couch, the kids are in bed, you're like, oh, I want a beer. Like, does the athletic beer scratch that itch?
So actually, I was I don't often drink after work anymore. I used to. And like,
But I guess I mean like the unwinding factor. You know what I mean?
so no, not to the same extent. Like if I was like, hey, I want to have it, like if I want to have a drink to like unwind, it doesn't have the same, it clearly doesn't have the same effect, you know? I actually thought about that for like, you know, going out and doing something social or whatever. I'm like, this isn't going to get the same response that, you know, a couple beers would have. So in that sense, no. And in that sense is like, I do miss, you know, having a few beers every once in a while, but I don't go out that much anymore either. So it's like, I'm just saving calories now at this point, but
That is true.
yeah.
Yeah. Probably not as many with the raspberry espresso NA beer, but
No, I mean, it's very good. Very good. Like the other day I was like, oh, I want a beer, and I had a couple beers, and it was, I mean, it filled the taste void because they taste the same, but like, I don't know if I would necessarily like, you know, get relaxed or anything from it, you know? It's not like that. And I don't even know if technically you get relaxed when drinking beer. I don't know the physical response, but I know how I feel.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not what you wouldn't go to it in a social setting, and you wouldn't go to it in the relaxing setting. When do you go to an NA beer? Just to record a
Ooh.
podcast?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. That's actually a good call out. Like, I mean, I guess like if I was like watching the Super Bowl, or you know, I was watching a wrestling the other day, like it does help I drank some during those just cuz in a social setting, I would do it if I didn't want to drink. Like if I didn't want to drink and I went out with people, like I would get NA beers. However,
Sure. Yeah.
you get a very different Chris experience depending on the amount of beers that I have. Actual beers.
That is true.
So
As someone who's known Chris for a long time, I can confirm that.
yeah, so I might not be as open or, you know, outgoing as I am when I have a few I don't know, maybe honestly, I never thought about this till right now. Maybe my karaoke days are behind me. I don't know. I mean, cuz I don't do that sober. So
All right. So my beer this week, I went a little bit out of the way to find a different beer for Obert, seeing as he semi-called me out. I think this is a brewery we've had on the podcast before, but not in a long time. So the beer I have this week is one of the blender beers by New Park. This is the Festivus beer, which is a Berliner Weiss style ale brewed with cranberry, raspberry, cherry, and cinnamon.
Sounds festive.
5% ABV. What's funny is that I bought this after Christmas. And then it was long after Christmas too. I think it was in the middle of February. So I don't know if they brewed this for Valentine's Day.
But the name like Festivus, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I don't understand why it would still be around. New Park's blenders generally go pretty fast.
Okay. What is their blender series?
It's a Berliner Weiss, but they it's all fruited, it's like their fruited sour beers, like Skygazer, Transcend, stuff like that. New Park kind of was doing it a little before Skygazer was even around. And they kind of, I mean, I think they're the first brewery that I knew that was doing heavily fruited sours like that. And their fruited sours, their blender series, tend to not be as thick. They tend to strain some of the pulp out of the beer. So they do, to me, they're less sweet, if that makes any sense. This one poured purple as purple can be.
Like a raw steak.
Yeah, I mean, if you put, the T-Rex test, I mean, you can't see the light through it, but it does make it light up like a very nice, kind of like a cranberry. On the nose, smells kind of fruity. I'm not getting an individual fruit. It just kind of smells like a combination of raspberry, cranberry, cherry. Just very fruity. Let's try this sucker out. So I get a lot of fruit. What fruit? I don't know. I think the raspberry and the cherry kind of stand out, and they kind of blend together to form like a raspberry flavor. I don't get a lot of cranberry, but cranberries are always kind of like, cranberries in general are kind of subtle, right? But cranberry juice is not.
Yeah,
but
I feel like the tartness from the cranberry and the raspberry would be kind of crossing in my mouth.
Yeah, they kind of almost cancel each other out.
It's like when you multiply two negative numbers together.
Yeah, kind of. Like the episode of Angry Beavers back in the day where Daggett had a smelly toe, and they had to put smelly stuff on it for the toe to go away.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that one.
Deep cut.
That's a deep cut. Don't ask me how the fuck I remember that.
Yeah, buried in the folds there, deep in the cranium.
I do get some cinnamon on the end though. Like the cinnamon flavor is very present on like the aftertaste. And then there's some kind of like biscuity flavor as well, so it's kind of cinnamony and biscuity. It's really good. Like I said, it's not as thick as a Skygazer or a Transcend beer. It's a little bit more filtered. And it doesn't have a really like the tartness is very subtle. Like I would definitely more on like closer to like a non-sour green apple than a sour green apple.
Okay.
Overall good though. Solid beer. New Park's one of those breweries that when I have it, I always like them. But it's not a beer that like I don't go out of my way to go to the brewery very often, which is kind of odd because it's very close to my house. It's slightly in the hood a little bit. But like I'll drive to like 12% rather than go to like New Park, which is kind of disappointing. Maybe I should switch that. Because all their beers are always great. I mean, Cloudscape is a fantastic IPA. All their other IPAs are, fantastic as well. They do a lot of normal stuff, and then they do these blender series too. They always usually have at least one blender on tap. So, pleasantly surprised. I like this. Might be a little too cold. Maybe more flavors would come out if it was a little bit warmer. But overall, solid beer. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I like this. I could drink this a lot.
Nice.
I think I like raspberries. Like my favorite Transcend beer is lemon and raspberry. So I think the raspberry really does it for me.
Random question. If you're at the store and you're going to pick up one of those little plastic containers of berries to have as a snack, what is your go-to berry?
Either raspberries or blueberries.
Yeah, I could see that. Raspberries, the seeds.
The two berries I have in my fridge at the moment.
Okay.
You don't
Good
like
to know.
raspberries?
No, like I said, the seeds, they get me. They get stuck in my teeth and they're too seedy of a berry.
I could see that. My one disappointment is that everything blueberry flavored doesn't taste like a blueberry.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking about blue flavored things or blueberry, because it's like
blueberry.
blues,
Like
yeah.
Like when you're like, I'm gonna have a blueberry.
It's a different flavor,
Yeah, but if I'm like, I'm gonna have like a blueberry stout, like it never tastes like when I eat like a blueberry berry. It's like the one flavor that they can't get right. Like the artificial blueberry flavor never ever tastes like a real blueberry. Like they've nailed raspberry. Like raspberry is a flavor you can get. Cherry is a flavor you can pull off. Blueberries they suck at.
What is it? I think there's a brewery in Maine. I don't know if it's Salty Dog that has like a blueberry ale. At least they did 10 years ago. That I thought was a pretty...
You mean the one that does Pumpkinhead too?
Shipyard? No.
Yeah.
No, it's a different Maine brewery, I think. And they just had a blueberry ale. And it was just like ale, like plain old ale made with blueberries. And I thought that it was a pretty good job. I mean, I feel like the blueberry, there's so much of it as a texture component more than a flavor that's hard to replicate in a beer,
It's true. I can see that. Like, I prefer, like, I guess I prefer real blueberries to blueberries in things. Like, even like a blueberry pie, like, I'm like, it's not, I'd rather just have a blueberry.
Right. Yeah. And if you had a handful of frozen blueberries and a banana and some like Greek yogurt in a blender, you're like, it's a blueberry smoothie, but you'd rather just have some blueberry.
Yes, correct.
Like, I feel like that wouldn't even be enough blueberry flavor for you.
No, it's just you have to get it directly from the source of the blueberry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to bite into a blueberry,
Yeah,
If
and the nice thing
mouthful of blueberry, it's not the same.
And the nice thing about blueberries, or I guess the one thing that's hard to replicate about blueberries, is that some are like super sweet and some are like sour. And like you can't ever replicate that in something flavored like a blueberry. Like you can't pull here. Some of these items in your mouth are super sweet and like kind of like gritty, and others are like bitter and like they blend together really well and form like an awesome flavor. And they can't do that with fake blueberry. Like raspberries are a consistently flavored fruit. Like if you eat a raspberry, it tastes like the next one. Every blueberry tastes slightly different.
Yeah. So you gave it a 4.25.
I rant on blueberries.
I knew we'd get there. Chris, how many check-ins we got?
Shit. Some.
This entire time we've been talking about, we've been stalling for Chris to pull it up on Untappd.
All right. So out of 1,091 ratings, what do you think? What do you think they got?
I mean, I know New Park has Hop Hype, right? I mean, they're a really popular brewery. The Blender series is good. People love those. I think they're going to be closer to me. I don't know how close it's going to be to me, though. I need to beat you. 4.20.
Nice.
Nice. Higher than that.
Whoa.
Okay. Very high score. 4.28. 4.8.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's impressive.
I actually said 4.26 though. You didn't listen.
I mean, I didn't listen to a lot of what you said, but I definitely heard 420 because we all said nice. It's the one thing. That's the one thing I did hear. So there we go.
Well,
Is that?
Tud wins for having the best rated beer tonight. But
Yeah.
Chris wins the point. His 46th on the board.
There we go.
Honk, 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 honk.
Boom.
I guess it's impressive to be within 0.03.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. All right, Chris, do you have an AI project you want to share with the class?
So I was trying to, and at first I thought we had it, and then I started looking at it more in depth, and I was like, this thing is terrible.
I feel like that's my reaction to anytime I do anything with AI.
I
It's
was
like,
trying-
First glance, looks great. And then you dive a little bit deeper and the whole thing unravels.
So we were talking earlier about choose your own adventures, and I thought it would be fun if we did a choose your own adventure led by AI about a night of drinking.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to, because I don't know. Actually, I don't know the options here either. So we can play along together, or we can
I like this.
we can let
this
Tut-
is like a little
Yeah.
text-based video game.
Yeah, we
for
can,
us.
or if Tud wants to do it, because I know Tud hates choose your own adventures. So,
We'll do it together.
all right. So here we go. The title is A Night of Drinking Chaos. Here we go. It's Friday night and you're ready to cut loose. You've had a long week and tonight anything could happen. You stand in front of your closet deciding what to wear. Do you wear either a Hawaiian shirt and cargo shorts? You want to radiate tropical party vibes. A leather jacket and ripped jeans. You're a rebel and everyone should know it. Or a full suit and tie. Classy, mysterious, and slightly out of place.
Those are all really good options.
I know. I'm telling you.
Do we suit up? I don't know. Do we go laid back?
I think we suit up.
Rebel.
When in doubt, you suit up.
Suit up? All right, let's see.
Okay,
All right,
suit up.
Suit up.
What happens if we actually wear a Hawaiian shirt?
So you can't go back, Ted. There's only one way through this, and it's forward.
What if I wear the Hawaiian shirt under my suit?
All right, here we go.
Not an option.
Dressed in a full suit and tie, you step into the night looking like a lost CEO searching for a board meeting in the wrong part of town. But who cares? You're here to drink and make questionable decisions. You arrive at the Tipsy Badger, a dive bar with neon beer signs and a questionable smell. The bartender gives you a curious glance. What's your first drink? A dirty martini, lean into the classy aesthetic. A cheap beer, a suit doesn't mean you can't appreciate the classics. Or a mysterious glowing blue cocktail. You have no idea what's in it, but it looks cool.
I like the mysterious blue cocktail. I mean, it feels like the most random power-up option of them all.
What do you think, Tud?
Yeah,
You want
I think so.
you want to go blue cocktail? All right, mysterious blue cocktail.
That's like I order all three, but one at a time. And tell me all the options.
And then I can make my
Yeah, can I
decision.
order all three at once?
It's not on here. I mean, I could ask it. Can I order all three?
No. Let's
right.
let's keep it in the game.
All right. Oh boy. Oh, it's good. You point to the mysterious glowing cocktail on the menu. The bartender raises an eyebrow but smirks. You sure? Most people don't make it past two of these. You nod confidently. He shrugs and slides the drink over. It shimmers with an otherworldly glow, like something out of a sci-fi movie. You take a sip. It's oddly delicious, fruity, strong, and vaguely electric. You feel a strange tingling sensation in your fingertips. Is it the alcohol or something more? Suddenly, a man in a trench coat
They got drugged.
appears beside you, eyeing your drink. That's no ordinary cocktail, he whispers. You might have signed up for something special. What do? Laugh it off and order another one? What's the worst that could happen? Ask him what he means. You're intrigued and possibly already too tipsy for caution. Or chug the drink and challenge him to a drinking contest. If it's special, if it's special, might as well go all in.
I like how all three options are just more. There's just different ways to go more. Do you order another one, finish your drink, or ask him for more details?
Yeah. And then, chug your drink and challenge him to a drinking contest.
That's true. Well, we answered what do you think on this one, Chris? This is your choice.
I mean, challenging to a drinking contest sounds fun. If you're gonna rule in the sake of fun, then I think that's the option. So we're gonna go there. Let's
do it.
All right. Okay, here we go. You lock eyes with the trench coat guy, smirk, and chug the entire glowing blue cocktail. in one go. The bar goes silent for a moment as the drink burns its way down your throat like liquid lightning. Your move,
Jesus.
you slur, slamming the glass down dramatically. The trench coat man sighs, removes his coat, and reveals a bedazzled fanny pack.
Ooh.
He reaches inside and pulls out a flask with a skull on it. All right, champ, you want to play? We drink till one of us can't stand. A small crowd gathers. Someone starts placing bets. The bartender watches with mild amusement but makes no effort to stop the madness. The trench coat guy pours you a shot of something that smells like gasoline and regret. What's your next move? Take the shot and show no fear? You're in too deep to back out now. Try to negotiate for something slightly less flammable. You didn't sign up for death. Or fake a stomachache and escape to the bathroom. Maybe you can ghost this whole situation. A, yeah.
It's got to be number one.
It's got to be A. Or yeah, number A.
Letter one.
Letter.
Yeah. Let's go with A. Why not?
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You lock eyes with Trenchcoat Guy, grab the shot of gasoline-scented doom, and slam it back like a champion. Bad idea. It feels like you just swallowed a molten comet. Your entire body shudders as your brain briefly questions every decision that led you to this moment. The bar crowd erupts in cheers, but your stomach is currently filing for divorce. Trenchcoat Guy grins. Respect. He takes his own shot without even flinching. Suddenly, your vision gets weird. The room gets brighter. The colors more vivid. You hear a faint humming noise, and for that reason, you feel incredibly aware of the universe. Oh, wow, you mutter. I think I can hear colors. Trenchcoat Guy leans in. Yeah, that was no normal liquor. Welcome to phase 2. Before you can ask what that means, you realize the bar is now different. The neon signs are floating. The bartender is a talking lizard, and your suit is inexplicably turned into a sparkly cape. What do you do next? Embrace the chaos and demand another round? If this happened, you might as well go all in. Try to figure out what the hell is going on. Are you hallucinating or in another dimension? Check your pockets to see if you have any new mysterious items. Maybe you picked up something useful in this strange new reality.
Ooh.
You
gotta go with C.
You like that one? Tud's all about
Check your inventory.
check your inventory. Yep. All right.
Could be a side quest.
I just want to say, ChatGPT does say your choices are now affecting the fabric of reality itself. No pressure. So it's got some stuff built up for us.
I'm just convinced it could be a side quest.
Could
in
be.
the pocket. Something to
always
do
possible.
on the side.
You instinctively pat your pockets, hoping for some clue about your current situation. Your left pocket contains a matchbook from a bar you've never heard of called the Quantum Goose, a gold coin with an engraving of a cat wearing sunglasses. Your right pocket contains a business card that says, call this number if reality starts slipping. No name, just a number. A mysterious key that glows faintly. Trenchcoat Guy watches you with an amused smirk. Find anything interesting? He asks, sipping his own glowing drink like this is all perfectly normal. You can feel the fabric of reality shimmering around you. The bar is floating in space. The jukebox is now a sentient robot. And the bartender lizard is judging your life choices. What's your next move? Call the number on the business card, show the gold coin to the Trenchcoat Guy, or use the mysterious key on the nearest door.
Chris, your turn.
Ooh, I feel like I feel like the most ridiculous one is the one you have to pick. Like, use the key on the mysterious key on the nearest door. It says you don't know what it opens, but there's only one way to find out. So I'm going to go.
It's true.
Without hesitation, you clutch the glowing key and march towards the nearest door, which wasn't there 5 minutes ago. It's a large wooden and pulsing slightly, like it's breathing. Trenchcoat Guy raises an eyebrow. Bold choice. Let's see where this rabbit hole goes. You slide the key into the lock, and with a soft click, the door swings open. Instead of leading outside, it reveals a swirling vortex of neon colors and cosmic nonsense. It hums ominously. The lizard bartender sighs and shakes his head. I just cleaned up from the last guy who opened that, he grumbles. Small floating sign in front of you, it reads, warning, enter at your own risk. Side effects may include temporal displacement, random musical numbers, and existential revelations.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You turn back to the Trenchcoat Guy. Should I be worried? He grins. Probably, but it's way too late now. So what do? Walk through the portal like an absolute legend. No guts, no glory. Throw something in first to see what happens. You're adventurous, not reckless. Or close the door and pretend this never happened. Maybe you could just go back to regular drinking.
Oh, we're going in, baby.
All right. Like an absolute legend. Ooh. Without hesitation, you step through the portal like an absolute legend. For a moment, you feel weightless, like a cosmic feather floating through the void. Colors swirl around you, music plays from nowhere, and a voice, deep, smooth, and slightly British, whispers, welcome, traveler. You have entered the interdimensional pub crawl.
That didn't sound slightly British
No,
to me.
I can't do British.
Overdid.
I thought you nailed slightly British.
Oh, okay, there we go. I can do Southern.
You could do not full British, but you could do slightly British.
Slightly British. Suddenly, you land on your feet in the middle of a new bar, but this one is different. The walls are made of liquid light. The drink floats above the tables, and a half-robot DJ is spinning vinyl records made of pure stardust. The bartender is an octopus in a tuxedo, shaking a martini with 3 tentacles. A new challenger arrives. The octo bartender booms. You have passed through the first door, but the question is, will you survive the next round? A cheerful group of aliens waves you over. One of them, a tiny blue creature with 6 arms, slaps a strange-looking bottle on the table. We play a game, it says. You drink, you spin, you take a dare. The winner gets a key to the next dimension. You glance back at the portal you came through. It's gone. You're in this now.
Uh-oh.
What do you do? Accept the challenge. You didn't travel across space and time to say no to a drinking game. Try to barter with the bartender for a different way out. Maybe there's an easier way. Or sneak behind the bar and grab a bottle of something mysterious. Who needs rules?
Go behind the bar and grab a random drink. Screw it. That's the wild card move. See, but I'm so intrigued. Like, what happens if we would have given the key to the coin to the guy way back before?
We'll never know.
Never know.
Or what if we just did another drink?
What if we
didn't challenge him to a drinking contest?
What if we wore a Hawaiian shirt?
Ooh, all the way back at the very beginning. All right, here we go. You glance at the rowdy aliens and the 6-armed shopmaster, then at the octopus bartender who's juggling cocktail shakers like a pro. Nah, you think. Time for some good old-fashioned theft. You casually slip behind the bar, acting like you belong. No one stops you, probably because no one expects a human in a sparkly cape to pull off a heist in an interdimensional bar. You scan the bottles looking for something special when you spot it. A glowing golden bottle labeled Quantum Juice, not for mortals. Perfect. You grab the bottle and tuck it under your arm like a championship football, but the second you do, the bar erupts into chaos. The octopus bartender lets out a furious screech, his bow tie spinning wildly. Thief, get them! The aliens jump from their seats, the DJ scratches the record to a stop, and suddenly the tables have sprouted legs and are chasing you. Well, this escalated.
Oh, no.
Well, this escalated quickly. What's your escape plan? Chug the quantum juice and hope for the best. Who knows what it does, but it's got to be useful, right? Leap onto the DJ booth and crowd surf your way out. Style points and minimal effort, or grab a bar stool and start swinging. If you're going down swinging. Chug the quantum.
I mean, we grabbed the bottle.
It says not for mortals.
We gotta make use of it.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. Well, we've only got this far by drinking 2 other mysterious drinks.
That's true.
Why not make it 3?
That's true. Okay. Oh my god. All right. With no time to think, you uncork the glowing golden bottle and take a massive chug. Instant regret. The moment the quantum juice hits your tongue, your entire body vibrates like a phone on steroids. The world warps and twists, and suddenly, zap! You are somewhere else. You land face first on a cobblestone street. Your cape, gone. Neon bar, gone. Your hangover, somehow already forming. You push yourself up and look around. Horse-drawn carriages clatter by, and people in Victorian-era clothing stare at you like you just fell from the sky, which you kind of did. A man in a top hat and monocle approaches. A traveler from the future, I presume, he asks excitedly. You blink. Your suit has turned into a full Victorian gentleman's outfit. What the hell? Before you process this, you feel something in your pocket. You reach inside and pull out the same glowing key from before, but now it's pulsing faster. You have a little time, the man in the top hat says. The Society of Temporal Drinkers is looking for you. What do you do? Go along with the top hat guy and see what he knows. Try to use the key on the nearest door. Maybe it works. Maybe it still works. Or sprint in the opposite direction, screaming. When in doubt, panic.
I mean, the key hasn't steered us wrong yet.
That's true.
This is true. But there's another group of people who want to drink.
The Society of Temporal Drinkers. That does sound pretty good.
Yeah, we want to drink with them.
So we follow the top hat guy?
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to say no to the Society of Temple Drinkers?
And you got a headache. Like, you don't want to be running through doors with a headache.
Maybe a little hair of the dog here. Yeah.
Oh, this says your drink will seal your destiny, but I don't know if that means the ending or not. Okay, let's see. You straighten your Victorian jacket, clear your throat, and nod. Yes, of course. Take me to the society. Top hat guy grins. Excellent choice, old sport. Follow me and try not to get vaporized. Wait, what? Before you can ask, he yanks you into a dimly lit alleyway, knocks 3 times on a brick wall, and mutters, "Shaken, not stirred." Whoosh! The wall slides open, revealing a hidden underground speakeasy lit by gas lamps and swirling with cigar smoke. Inside, Victorian aristocrats, pirates, and futuristic cyborgs sip glowing drinks and laugh like this is completely normal. A bartender with a clock for a face polishes a glass and nods at you. Welcome to the Society of Temporal Drinkers, Top Hat Guy announces. We protect the timeline through alcohol. You're led to the grand table where a group of mysterious figures sit, each nursing a different era's signature drink, from ancient mead to neon blue space cocktails. A woman in a pirate hat slides a drink towards you. Before we explain everything, you must choose your beverage. It will determine your fate.
Okay.
Options are a tankard of ancient Viking mead, strong, traditional, and possibly cursed. A futuristic silver shot labeled Time Tequila, for who knows what it does. Or a steaming cup of something labeled Forbidden Absinthe. Glows faintly, may contain his hallucinations.
I like Time Tequila because we're at the Temporal Drinkers.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I know. Forbidden Absinthe was cool too. I mean, they're all pretty good.
They are all very cool.
What if we ran to the nearest door and used the key now?
We only got 3 options. You're trying to choose it, not your own adventure.
He wants to choose his own adventure. All right, we're gonna go with Time Tequila then. Okay, so you eye the silver shot glass labeled Time Tequila, pick it up, and with the confidence of someone who has absolutely no idea what they're doing, knock it back. Whoosh! The second it hits your tongue, you feel like you've been drop-kicked through time itself. The room warps, bends, and twists around you like a Salvador Dali painting having a midlife crisis. The clock-faced bartender gasps, "Oh no, they took the tequila?" Top Hat Guy jumps back. "I thought they go for the mead. No one ever chooses the tequila." Your vision splits into 1,000 timelines, and suddenly, zap, you're no longer in the Victorian speakeasy. You're, option A, in the Wild West. You find yourself standing in the middle of an old, dusty old West saloon town. A tumbleweed rolls by, the saloon doors swing open, and grizzled cowboy steps out, tipping his hat. "Now you look like trouble, partner. You here for the high noon drinking duel?"
You can use the southern accent for the cowboy.
I was already in it. I was already too far in it. A cyberpunk future. Option B. A cyberpunk future. Neon signs flicker around you and hover cards zoom overhead. A cybernetic bartender leans over the counter. "Welcome to Club Chrono. We don't take cash, just memories. You buying or selling?" Or ancient Rome. You're wearing a toga and holding a goblet of wine. A Roman senator pats you on the back. "Ah, our newest champion. Are you ready for the Bacchus drinking games? Loser gets fed to the lions." So you want Wild West, cyberpunk future, or ancient Rome. They all sound pretty good. I think ancient Rome's my least favorite, I'll say.
I think cyberpunk.
I want to buy some memories. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Memory barter. Your stomach flips, your brain reboots, and suddenly you're standing in the middle of a neon-soaked cyberpunk city, rain drizzling onto the glowing streets, skyscrapers stretch into the clouds, holographic billboards flicker, and a distant siren wails. A cybernetic bartender, half human, half machine, leans over a sleek metallic bar. His eyes glow electric blue, scanning you like a barcode. "Welcome to Club Chrono, traveler," he says in a voice that sounds half smooth jazz, half dial-up modem. Behind him, shelves overflow with bottles of glowing liquid, each labeled with a year instead of a name. 2077, 3025, 1492. "We don't take cash here," he continues. "Only memories. You buying or selling?" You glance around. The other patrons look strange. Some have robotic limbs, others wear VR visors, and one guy seems to be phasing in and out of existence. This is definitely not the Victorian era anymore. What's your next move? Buy a drink using a memory. You have no idea what that means, but you're curious. Try to barter with something else. Maybe you still have your glowing key. Turn around and run. You have had enough weirdness for one night. What do you think?
I think we should buy a memory.
Okay.
Sure.
You take a deep breath. Screw it. Pour me a drink. The cybernetic bartender grins, revealing a row of chrome-plated teeth. Good choice, traveler. But the question is, what will you pay with? A holographic menu flickers to life in front of you, listing different drinks and their memory costs. Neon old-fashioned costs a childhood memory, something innocent and pure. Chrono martini costs a past regret, something painful but valuable. Or the quantum shot costs the memory of how you got here, dangerous, irreversible. You hesitate. The bar hums with electric energy, and the patrons watch in silence, waiting for your decision. Finally, you point to the Chrono Martini. "Take a regret," you say. "Something I don't need anymore." The bartender nods and places 2 fingers to your temple. A strange warmth spreads through your mind like someone is gently erasing a chalkboard. You feel lighter. With a flick of a wrist, he slides a glowing blue martini in front of you and take a sip. Memories flood your senses. You see distant galaxies, neon cityscapes, and 1,000 possibilities stretching out before you. You feel weightless, unburdened, free. As the drink fades, so does the memory of whatever regret you traded away. You don't know what it was, and maybe that's for the best. The bartender nods approvingly. You've done well, traveler. Enjoy your night. The past no longer holds you. You turn back to the bar, the hum of the music and neon life wrapping around you. Somewhere, in another time, another place, you're still out there drinking, adventuring, and defying reality itself. The end. That was...
Yay. I like that. That was a good story.
It was.
Good job, ChatGPT.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, that was fun. But I think it's time for the Frosty Mug of Wisdom. The one we fill up with glowing bluish drinks, temporal tequila, life hacks, whatever. Jordan, hit it.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of Wisdom! Drink. Mug of Wisdom!
All right, thank you, Jordan. This week, our winner, Chris, honk, 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 honk. The Frosty Mug is yours to do with what you please. Who's going first?
You know, it's not often that I am prepared for the Frosty Mug of Wisdom, so I'll go first. I want to put over, so recently, I don't know if, I think the podcast audience knows, but if you didn't, I recently went back to school, like literally 1 week ago. So,
like Billy Madison, like where you're going like 1 week per grade.
Oh, that would be great. That would be awesome. Anywho, so I did my first week of writing and things of that nature, things I haven't done in 18 years, give or take. So one thing that I want to put over is in this fun age of AI and all these robots making us choose your own adventure novels and stuff like that. One thing I do want to put over is a app called Grammarly. This is something that I use. Because it started, I was looking for something to like just kind of check my punctuation and stuff as I was going along, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's right and what's wrong. And a lot of the stuff that I do is like online without spell check and stuff. So I just want to make sure, I want to make sure that I'm not sounding like an idiot. Well, I used Grammarly, which does have a paid service and also has some free things to it. This thing does so much more than just checking your punctuation and spelling. It'll like kind of read your sentence that you're writing and then make suggestions based on like how you want to sound, how you want it to sound, and like just and then of course making sure that it's clear and it's like grammatically correct. And let me just say, like I've never been the strongest writer when it comes to writing a paper or something along those lines, but it really kind of takes everything that you write and like it's still it tweaks it a little bit. Just makes it like, hey, instead of using this very long sentence, you can shorten it down, make it sound a little bit more concise. So it makes things flow a little better, and obviously on top of it, make sure that you're using all the correct punctuation and stuff. It's kind of a niche handle for those of you that maybe you're going back to school. Maybe you have to write like a fancy email all the time at work or something like that you want to make sure you don't sound like a moron. But it's been huge for the 1 week so far. So you should check it out. If you struggle with that and you need to write stuff often, check it out, because it was very cool. Very cool.
I mean, did ChatGPT writing this whole story kind of help your writing process a little bit? Did you learn anything from watching it work?
I mean, it's fast. It's way faster than I write stuff. I'll say that. Yeah. ChatGPT is way more creative than I'll ever be able to be. So
You can't come up with stories about time traveling, interdimensional bar hopping?
No. All right. Anyways, there you go. Check out Grammarly for all your writing and punctuation needs. How about Todd, you go next.
Okay. My handle this week is going to be a TV show on Netflix called American Primeval. It's a show it's written by Peter Berg, who has some good history to him for writing things. But what it is it's a mini series. I think it's 6 or 7 episodes long. We just finished it. About like the Utah frontier back when Utah was just becoming a state, right before the Utah War, where Brigham Young tries to like secede from the U.S. And it's kind of about that period and about a woman who's traveling west with her son, a guy who is a local who gets hired to take her west, and then the U.S. Army versus the Utah militia, I guess, or the Mormon militia more specifically. And it's very well done. It's written kind of in like your Game of Thronesian type style, so like nobody is safe within the story. There's a lot of decent, like familiar named actors that you'll recognize when you watch the show. Oh, but this seems like something that you'd really like if you like kind of like that early 1800s time period. Really good series. I think it's got like an 8.8 on IMDb as well. Really good. I liked it a lot. We flew through it in a week. It was fantastic. So check it out, especially if you're looking for something that you can watch quickly and move on.
Historical fiction? Is that what it is? Or is it nonfiction?
It's historical. I would say it's inspired by true events. So a lot of the stuff that happens in the story really did happen in real life. I think that the lady and her kid are probably made up, but all the other events did have some history base. One of Peter Berg's, like, he helped write a lot of the Yellowstone like prequels, not the actual Yellowstone series, but the prequels to it that got a lot better reviewed than Yellowstone itself. So he played a role in that. But it's good. It's well worth your time. Each episode's like, I think they're under an hour. Maybe the last one might be slightly over an hour, but an overall average about an hour.
All right, I'll check them out.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, so I'll finish off filling up the Frosty mug here. Movie I saw in theaters this weekend, I should say. Went and saw Mickey 17. And if you guys watched the trailer for it at all, it's kind of a fun sci-fi story. Mickey signs up to become an expendable, I think is what it's called, which is basically he signs up to go on this mission into space.
Wait, is this Mickey Mouse?
This is not Mickey Mouse. This is a character whose name is Mickey.
Okay.
And he is expendable, which means that basically his job is to go and do all the dangerous stuff. And then when he inevitably dies, they just 3D print a new copy of him. So, they send him on like, okay, you go out in all the solar radiation and we're going to test and see what happens on you. Or like, we're going to test this poison on you and see what happens. And they just give him like all the worst jobs in the world. And that all leads to the 17th version of Mickey, who's around when they finally get to the planet they're going to. And the movie starts off when you think Mickey 17 dies. And spoiler, he doesn't. So we follow the adventures of Mickey 17 on this new planet. Mark Ruffalo plays a pretty funny, like Donald Trump-esque bad guy. It's based on a novel and it's a little quirky, but if you like kind of silly sci-fi stories, this was a pretty good one. I enjoyed it. It was one worth going to the movies to go see. Check out the trailer. I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay. I honestly thought it was about Mickey Mouse, so now I'm more intrigued. But I will, as the other resident movie guy, I'll go check it out.
Yeah, watch the trailer. I think you'll watch the trailer and be like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, and unsurprising to no one, I didn't even know this was a movie.
Well, me neither. That's the best part. It's got a 7.1 on IMDb, though, so that's pretty good.
Okay.
All right. So with that, we'd like to thank you for listening. I would like to thank the breweries who provided today's beers. I will thank New Park for their blender, the Festivus one.
I would like to thank Athletic Brewing Company for their raspberry espresso with lactose.
And I'll thank Hill Farmstead Brewery and De Blagie for their La Vermentoise.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. You can head over to Discord and join the live conversation over there. By the way, I am looking for your tips and tricks on how to complete video games that have lots of side quests. How do you do it? How do you not get bogged down in the side quests? Let us know. Either email or the Discord. Links in the description. Come join the conversation there. If you would like to, you can head over to Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the podcast. You can find the link for that in the description as well. Otherwise, please leave a 5-star rating and review on the podcast app that you're listening to my voice on. That really does help. Also on Spotify, you can leave individual reviews of episodes. So go ahead and do that if you want. That's pretty cool. That's a new feature that nobody else does. And then otherwise, if you don't feel like doing that, well, just spread the word via your mouth. Tell people that you talk to on a daily basis, hey, I like this podcast. Go check it out. And with that, my name's Tud.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Oob. And if you're drinking alone, do it with friends. Now, Tud's going to stay up all night long doing all the other stories and then choosing your own adventure until he gets the best ending.
He's going to go back.
No, I've got a bedtime. I've got to be up for a flight. I have to go do this.
The whole flight, he's going to be trying all the other adventures.
I was going to say, I have a 4.5-hour flight tomorrow, and now I know what I'm doing.
Somebody's got to make a ChatGPT choose your adventure based on our podcast.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
That's what they got to have. You got to get your way through the podcast episode without messing up.